Yan. So, ang topic natin for today ay posting the journal entries sa general ledger and then preparing trial balances. So, meron tayo ditong handout. Tapos, yung Sheetwork 1 natin yung gagamitin natin for our journal entries na ipopost natin sa ledger o sa T account. Yun yung gagawin natin for today. Pero theoretical muna tayo. Ano ba yung trial balance and saan ba ito nanggagaling? Siyempre, manggagaling yan doon sa ending balances ng general ledger accounts mo. So, kailangan marunong kang una, mag-journalize ng entries ng tama. Journalize. Number 2, post the journal entries sa T accounts o sa general ledger. And then pangatlo, magpe-prepare tayo ng unadjusted trial balance. Okay? So mamaya makikita mo ano ba yung mga klase ng trial balance. Una nga dyan, si unadjusted trial balance. Okay? After kasi ng unadjusted trial balance, ang next na gagawin is prepare adjusting journal entries. Okay? So yun yung next topic natin after ng exam. Then number 5, adjusted trial balance yung ipe-prepare. Siyempre, after i-adjust yung journal entries, no, i-post din yung adjusting. So, yun. Yung number 5, adjusted trial balance. Then, yung next steps pa ng account equation. For now, nandito tayo sa unadjusted trial balance. Okay. So, ano bang purpose ng unadjusted trial balance na yan? Purpose niya is for clerical accuracy. It verifies the arithmetic precision of ledger postings. Under the double entry system, every debit must have a matching credit. Ayan, nabanggit na natin to, paulit-ulit na tayo. So, gagamitin natin yung trial balance para ma-check kung equal nga ba yung debit at yung credit. Tapos ano pa ang purpose niya? It serves as the primary source of data for preparing the income statement, balance sheet, and other financial reports. So, galing sa trial balance, especially yung adjusted na trial balance na, no? Yun yung source of data mo. Doon mo kukuhanin yung mga ilalagay mo sa financial statements. Okay, 5-step preparation process. So, kanina, nilista natin yung pag-journalize ng entries. Next natin yung posting ng entries. Tapos tayo ay magpe-prepare ng unadjusted trial balance. So, makikita mo dito yung mas specific na preparation process. Number 1 step niya is ledger calculation. So, kanina kasi pinost natin yung journal entries sa ating ledgers. And kailangan mo i-compute yung final balances of every individual account in the T accounts or in the general ledger. After mo makalculate yung final balances, ilista mo yung lahat ng account names na ginamit mo na walang zero balance. Ibig sabihin yung may balanse sa T accounts mo. Ililista mo siya, then ilagay mo either sa debit or sa credit balance yung balanse ng account na nilista mo. Then ito total mo lang siya. Calculate the sum of all debit entries and sum of all all credit entries. Then ensure that the total debit equals total credit. So yun yung gagawin natin mamaya, no? Yung journal entries natin sa Sheetwork 1, ipopost natin sa T accounts. Then yung T accounts, kukumputan natin ng ending balance. Then from the ending balance, magpe-prepare tayo ng unadjusted trial balance. Okay, ito. 3 stages of trial balances. So, unadjusted trial balances are prepared before any adjustments are made for accruals or prepayments. So, yung adjusting entries, medyo na-introhan natin, no? Doon sa example natin, yung used supplies. Yan. Isa yun sa mga ina-adjust na journal entries. Pero yan, after nga ng midterm exam, saka natin pag-uusapan yung adjusting entries. No? So, before adjusting entries, magpe-prepare tayo ng unadjusted trial balance. Yun nga yung pinakita natin kanina sa list. Next, after mo ma-post yung adjusting entries, adjusted trial balance naman yung ipe-prepare mong next. Okay? Then, after ng closing entries, pero ito nga later on pa natin pag-uusapan no, yung closing entries. Pero 'di ba dito? Sige, tuloy na natin yung list mo. So nag-prepare ka ng adjusted trial balance. Next mong gagawin diyan is prepare financial statements. Okay? So yung income statement, balance sheet, income statement, etc. Hindi na kasi. Yan. After mo ma-prepare yung financial statements, prepare closing entries. Okay? Dito sa closing entries, dito mo i-close yung mga temporary accounts. Tanda mo ba to? Pinag-usapan natin nung nagdi-discuss tayo ng concepts. No? Merong permanent accounts, yun yung balance sheet accounts. Temporary accounts, yun yung income statement accounts. Temporary accounts, kino-close no? At the end of every accounting period. So yun nga. After ma-prepare yung financial statements, mag-prepare ka ng closing entries to close these temporary accounts. And after ma-close, magpe-prepare tayo ng post-closing trial balance. So, tingnan mo, yung nilista mo dito, meron kang isang trial balance dito, unadjusted. Pangalawang trial balance, adjusted. Pangatlo, closed o yung post-closing trial balance. And yan mismo yung nakalista dito sa baba. Post-closing trial balance. Siyempre nga, na-close mo na yung temporary accounts. So, ang laman ng post-closing trial balance are only permanent accounts. So, yung asset, liability, and equity accounts lang or balance sheet accounts. Pero yun yan, pag-uusapan natin yan later on pa. Next natin, critical limitations ng trial balances. So, di ba, kaya natin i-check yung kung equal ba yung debits and credits using the trial balance. Pero, ano ba yung errors na hindi natin kayang i-check using trial balance? So, number one error na hindi kayang i-check ng trial balance is error of omission. Sabi natin, a transaction is completely missing from the books. The trial balance still balances, but data is incomplete. Ano ba kasi nangyari dito sa error of omission? Ibig sabihin, nag-omit. Wala kang in-entry. Dapat may entry ka. No entry ang ginawa mo. Okay? Pag ganun, no entry, ibig sabihin, wala kang nilagay sa debit, wala kang nilagay sa credit, equal pa rin yan, pero mali yung books mo. Mali yung trial balance mo. Kahit balance siya, mali siya kasi kulang yung in-entry mo. And yun yung error of omission. So for example, dapat nag-debit ka ng cash, nag-credit ka ng capital. So dapat may entry ka ng 150, may entry ka ng 150 dito. So equal yung trial balance mo pag in-entry mo yan, no? So tama yung ginawa mo. Pero pag hindi mo yan in-entry, so wala kang entry talaga na ginawa, equal pa rin yung trial balance mo, pero mali yung balance niya. Kasi dapat meron ka ng 150 sa cash and 150 sa capital. So yung error of omission, hindi siya na-detect ng trial balance. Next, error of commission naman. So meron ka namang na-commit na mistake. So anong nangyari dito? The entry is posted to the correct side but in the wrong account. For example, office supplies instead of equipment. So for example, bumili ka ng office supplies, tapos ang dinebit mo equipment. Mali yun. Okay? Pero magbabalanse pa rin yung trial balance mo. Bakit? Pareha silang asset. So pareha silang nasa debit side. Okay? So mag-equal pa rin. Mag-equal pa rin debits sa credits kasi assets. Tapos ano bang kunwari, on account, no? Accounts payable. Bumili ka kunwari ng office supplies using accounts payable, so liability. Pero, ang dinebit mo instead of office supplies, equipment. So, yung equipment mo, may 150 balance, yung office supplies mo, wala. Wherein dapat yung 150 na yan ay nasa office supplies. So, mali yung libro mo, mali yung trial balance mo, pero balance pa rin. So, isa ito. So, pangalawa ito dun sa mga error na hindi kayang i-detect ng trial balance. Error of commission. Okay, number 1, omission, wala kang in-entry. Error of commission, nag-entry ka kaso mali. Or pwede rin nag-entry ka kahit hindi ka dapat mag-entry. Error of commission. Number 3, sa mga errors na hindi kayang i-detect ni trial balance, compensating errors. Ito yung two separate mistakes in different accounts happen to cancel each other out mathematically. Iyan. Pero ito, mas maganda i-discuss natin to sa adjusting entries, no? Compensating errors. Yan. Pero self-explanatory naman yan. Two separate mistakes in different accounts happen to cancel each other out mathematically. So, nagkamali ka pareha sa asset account. Pero yung total assets mo, tama yung balance. Pero yung separate accounts under assets, mali yung balance eh. Yan, compensating error siya. Then, ito, error of original entry. Incorrect amount is entered on both debit and credit sides of the journal entry. So, dito, tama, office supplies. Yung dinebit mo, tapos kinredit mo accounts payable. Kaya lang, instead na 150 yung dinebit mo, ang dinebit mo lang ay 200. Ay, ang dinebit mo ay 200. Ang kinredit mo ay 200. So, pareha sila sa debit and credit side. So, equal pa rin sila. Equal pa rin yung trial balance mo. Kaya lang, mali yung account balance kasi dapat 150 lang. Okay. Yan, yung mga errors na hindi kayang i-detect ni trial balance. So, ang mathematical standard natin for trial balance is 100% expected equality. So, dapat debits and credits is 100% accurate. No? Non-negotiable yan. Ay, kaya minsan may mga BSA ka na maririnig na nababaliw dahil hindi balance yung trial balance nila. OA lang sila dun sa term na nababaliw, no? Pero, yun, kaya nila nababanggit yun kasi kailangan talaga nila yung balance yung trial balance, 100%. Bawal kang maglubog, bawal kang mag-force balance kasi mamamali ka. Okay? Yan. Sa modern age naman tayo, the AIS professional. So, modern accounting information systems automate the generation of trial balance. No? So, automatically, magpe-prepare na ng trial balance. Basta tama yung mga entries na ginawa, automatically, makakagawa naman ng okay na trial balance o ng balance and trial balance. Pero syempre, the human element remains vital. Professionals must audit the underlying logic, identify non-clerical errors, and interpret data to ensure business integrity and accurate reporting. So, yan. Yung may AIS ang may trabaho dyan. So, dapat, pag tama yung entry, tama dapat yung maging trial balance. Okay, so review and strategic practices. Yan, additional info na lang to. Na best practices, ensure consistent account naming conventions. Siyempre, dapat sundin mo yung chart of accounts kung binigay. No, kasi yung chart of accounts, yun mismo yung ililista mo for your trial balance. Next, conduct periodic ledger reconciliation. So, periodically, check mo lang yung ledger. Bakit periodically? Kasi baka pag sa dulo mo pa siya chinek, masyado ng maraming transaction nangyari. For example, isang buong taon, di ka nag-reconcile ng ledger mo. So, isang buong taon na transactions yung i-check mo kapag hindi nag-balance yung trial balance mo. So, mas maganda kung meron kang monthly man lang, no? Monthly na reconciliation para at least alam mo every month na tama yung ginagawa mo. And again, siguro sa mga mas manual o mas lumang system, kailangan yung periodic ledger reconciliations. Kasi sa modern o yung mga computerized environment na hindi na siya kailangan masyado kasi sa journal entry pa lang, check na agad kung tama ba yung gino-journalize, kung equal ba yung debits and credits. So parang ganun. Next, verify source documents for regional entry errors. Ayun, pero more on ano to, no? Parang audit side na siya. Pero sa accountant, pwede rin, ano? Kasi yung source ng journal entries mo ay tinatawag na mga source documents. So, hindi ka naman bibigyan ng kung parang sa exam, no? Sa pag-accountant kasi, ang source document niya, yung mga resibo yan. So, kailangan i-verify mo kung tama yung amounts na nilagay mo sa entries using the source document. So, trial balance is a diagnostic tool. Pang-check lang siya kung balanse ang debits and credits, no? And not a final proof of accuracy. Kasi, bakit? Kahit equal yung trial balance, sabi nga natin, pwede kang magkaroon ng errors pa rin. So, it detects math errors but not errors of principle or logic. Meticulous maintenance is the only path to clean reporting. Ayan. So, ang concepts ng ating trial balance. So, before tayo mag-solve o mag-prepare ng trial balance natin, stop muna natin recording para 2-part yung lecture mo.